We are your home theater and AV questions answered. This is AVRant. Want your home theater or AV question answered by Tom and Rob? Send it to question@avrant.com. Welcome to AVRant. I'm Tom Andry, and I'm here with
Rob H.
All right, Christian. Christian's receiver remote is, in his own words, garbage. He says several buttons either don't work or barely work, like volume up. The volume up button, it works if he holds down the button and waves the remote around for a minute or so. Clearly, he needs a new remote. So he asks, is it easy as buying a new OEM Yamaha remote from Amazon? Will it work straight out of the box with no programming? Well, I mean, if it's for the exact same receiver, it should work.
Yeah, you got to make sure it's for the same model.
Yeah, you can't just buy any old Yamaha remote. I mean,
Correct.
Certain functions may actually work across all the remotes, like power
yeah, like usually
on and
power
off
yeah.
and stuff like that. But yeah, you have to buy the exact same remote, and then it will work. I mean, there's no reason why it shouldn't. There's nothing. It's not like they're somehow tether them together.
Yeah, I mean, you could contact Yamaha, say, "Here's the receiver I have. I need a new remote. Send one to me. I'll pay you if I have to."
Yeah. That's weird though. Whenever my remote's doing that, it's usually a battery issue.
Well, he
did
mentioned
say,
that in his message. He's like, I checked the darn batteries because he knew we were going to say that. Sometimes cleaning the contacts underneath, because you get some dirt that goes in between the rubber on top and the actual thing that has to make contact.
Infrared is line of sight.
Yeah.
And I mean, it does usually bounce around pretty well and does its thing, but you might want to just check to make sure that there's nothing blocking your Yamaha receiver as well. Where it's
usually when this happens, it's just dirty contacts.
Yeah.
I mean, that means like cracking the thing open and actually cleaning the contacts underneath. But
now you have to call Yamaha and say, "I need a new remote. I'll pay you if I have to." And
the
old one's in 3 pieces now.
That's right.
It doesn't work anymore. I don't know why. He said, since the OEM remote is already a steep price at $35, should you spend a little more and step up to something like the Harmony 650?
Yeah, sure could.
I would. You know what? And honestly, dude, Harmony makes it so easy to program remotes. It's kind of stupid. It's ridiculous how easy it is. Now, like shopping for amps, shopping for Harmony remotes will send you down a rabbit hole until you're spending like $1,000.
You could, because you're like, ooh, that's kind of a nice
I
feature.
like the hubs.
That's kind of a nice
the
look.
hubs are nice. I'm like, I know. I'm about to recalibrate my speakers in here, and I'm gonna stand outside of my room with my RF remote. I'm not gonna have to be in line of sight or anything, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say my favorite Harmony remote right now is their Harmony Companion. Now, that is one of the ones that comes with the hub, and then it gives you a nice hard button remote. Doesn't have a touch screen or anything, but it's a nice hard button remote that pretty much has all the buttons you could need, and you can program them to do anything you want. And since you have the hub, you can also use the smartphone app if you want to, right? But it's $150.
Ooh.
Okay, so it's double the price of the 650 you were considering. But that's my favorite one. Because to me, that's the one that's like right in the middle of price and functionality.
I don't remember which one my parents had before they have the one they had. The one they had they loved until they used my remote, and then all of a sudden theirs was inadequate, and and they hated it, and it was crap. Yeah. You're gonna like whatever Harmony you get. It really super doesn't matter that much anymore. You got to make sure it has the newer programming stuff on it, but really, it's like
these ones do.
You just take and put into the Harmony app, which, by the way, the Harmony app is stupid. It's easy to use, but it's like for some reason it's like takes forever to load up into your computer, and you're like, what is taking so long? But
that's because it's Logitech. Logitech software for everything is
it's very cumbersome to get it to load up whatever. But that said, once you get it loaded up and stuff, you say, I have a receiver. What's your receiver? It's a Yamaha. Great. Which one is it? It's this one. Great.
Yep.
that's literally it.
Yep,
You're done.
It's set to control that now.
It will now control that, and then it can control everything else too eventually, which gets us to our next thing. Also in the remote category, which we recommend to replace his old MCE, which is a Media Center Edition remote that he uses with his HTPC. First of all, I got like 3 of those things just lying around. You can have one. But your Harmony will work just fine with that.
Your Harmony will absolutely. You can even type in MCE. It knows that. It knows those abbreviations. It's like, you got a Media Center remote. Yeah. As long as you still have the IR receiver for your home theater PC, and I don't see why you wouldn't.
If he's using the remote, he has to. So there you go.
Yeah. So as long as you still have the IR receiver, you can program any Harmony to be a Media Center Edition remote. So there's yet another reason to do this.
Let me tell you something about the Harmony Hub remote. So I set one up for my parents, and they sit across, of course, like everybody does. They sit across the room from their TV, and all their gear is right underneath their TV. So they put the hub right next to them on the little coffee table there. And it wasn't working with the receiver. It wasn't working with the receiver.
Okay.
I was like, what is going on with this thing? So I did a couple of tests and stuff. I'm like, it's working, but for some reason it's not seeing it over here. So I actually took the remote, the hub, plugged it in, set it on top of the receiver. Now it is literally behind all the IR receivers that are in this this whole setup. It is behind it is underneath the TV, and the TV is on the shelf. It controls everything perfectly now. It's just
that's because it blasts IR,
and I have no idea.
If you could see IR with your human eyes, you'd be blinded by the thing.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's what you're gonna get. You don't have to get the hub. I'm just saying.
You don't have to.
You don't have
it's
to.
Just once you have it, you're like, ooh, that's nice.
You will regret not
but
getting it.
No, if you're used to pointing your remote at the thing you want to control, the 650 will serve you absolutely fine, and it can replace your Media Center Edition
Or
remote.
you could just be like my parents, and even though it's RF, pointed at it anyways. That's always nice too. It gives you the option of pointing. No one's going to stop you from pointing your remote at stuff.
That's right.
You don't need to. Want your question answered? Send it to question@avrant.com. This is AVRant.
Now go out and listen to something.